Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session. Today, we are going to discuss two ideas or two topics. First, we will discuss what are frequency adverb and what are adverbial phrases. Our objectives by the end of this lesson, student will be able to use frequency adverbs and adverbial phrases with the present simple tense in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Second, we're going to differentiate between the frequency adverb and the adverbial phrases. Let's start. We'll start with warming up. Let's try to put these words in order to form correct sentences. Number one, with plays my tennis sister me. Can you think of the correct order of the sentence? Okay, so it will be my sister plays tennis with me. My sister plays tennis with me. Let's move to the second sentence. Here we have attend 8 a.m. students the first class at. Would you please pause the video, think of the correct order of the word to form a correct sentence, and come back? Okay. Here, the correct form of the sentence will be students attend the first class at 8 o'clock. And this is a kind of a timetable or a schedule. Number 3, likes fruits, she vegetables, and think of the correct order of the sentences. Yes, she likes fruits and vegetables. Good. Let's move to the last order. Round the sun, the earth goes. That is a fact. Yes, the sentence, the fact says that the earth goes round the sun, exactly like the moon goes round the earth and the sun rises in the east. All these are facts. So these are our 4 sentences from the warming up. My sister plays tennis with me. Okay, that is a kind of routine or activity, daily activity. Students attend the first class at 8 a.m. That is a kind of timetable or schedule, as we said. She likes fruits and vegetables, expressing likes and dislikes. And finally, the earth goes round the sun. If you look here and these 4 sentences, we will notice that my sister here, we add the S plays. The students here, plural form, so we use attend. She, here, singular form. Okay, third pronoun, likes, and the earth goes. All these sentences are formed in the present simple tense. We use the present simple tense to talk about routine, facts, schedule. The routine might be daily, weekly, monthly, yearly routine. And this will take us to our topic today, to the frequency adverbs. We will move to, I divided the lesson into parts. The first part will talk or cover the frequency adverbs, which in other ways is called indefinite frequency adverb. Why do we mean indefinite? Means it is not so specific. Here, first, let me ask you, what do you mean by an adverb in general? An adverb is a word that we can use to modify a verb or give more information about an adjective. Moreover, we can use it to modify another adverb or to modify the whole or the entire sentence. Let's focus on the first two meaning, which is modifying verb and modifying an adjective. Let's have a look on this sentence. He ran quickly. He ran quickly. Here, the word quickly, does it describe he or describes the verb? Of course, quickly describes the verb. That's why quickly here is an adverb, as it describes the verb. He eats slowly. I didn't say that the boy is slow. I describe the action of eating. So that means slowly describes eats, the verb eat. She's beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective. And when I say someone is beautiful, it's normal. But when I say she's extremely beautiful, the word extremely is used here to modify and give more information about the adjective beautiful. She is extremely beautiful. That is different from just beautiful. So here I use the adverb quickly, slowly, extremely, whether to modify or give more information about the verb or to give more information about the adjective. So that is the rule of the adverb in general. What about the frequency adverbs? The frequency adverbs simply are the words I use to answer the question, how often? So if I ask you, how often do you brush your teeth? You can say, I always brush my teeth. That is indefinite frequency adverb. Okay, or you can say, I brush my teeth twice a day. So here we use the frequency adverb to answer the question, how often? Let's have a deep look on this one. Now, what are the frequency adverbs we are focusing on today? These are the frequency adverbs. And as you see, we have here a triangle which stands on its head and the pace is up. We have always, usually, often, and sometimes it is pronounced as often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. To understand the use of these frequency adverbs, we can relate them to percent. So if I say, I always visit my uncle on Friday, that means every Friday I visit my uncle. So I don't miss a Friday without visiting my uncle. So here, I always go to bed at 11. That means every day on 11, I'm in my bed. That is 100%. I never leave a day. If the percent goes little down and it becomes 90%, I use usually. So here, she usually plays volleyball. She usually plays volleyball. That means here, she might play volleyball 5 times a week, for example. If you move to often or often, the percent get less. It will be between 70 to 80%. They often listen to rock music. That means some other times they might listen to jazz or other types or traditional music. Sometimes it's 50%, just 50%. So if I say, sometimes my father travels abroad, this sometimes means not always. It depends on the situation. It's not part of his routine. When we go down to hardly ever and never, that means we are moving to the negative meaning of the sentence. Hardly ever, it goes between 10 and 20% or less, and it gives the meaning of the negative. So here, Shaza hardly ever visits the dentist. That means she goes to the dentist very, very, very few times. And of course, never, we have 0%. So if your weekend is on Friday, you can say, I never go to school on Friday. What about penguins? Do penguins fly? Penguins never fly. Have you ever seen a flying penguin? No, that is 0%. That's why we use never. These are the frequency adverbs, and these are the examples. And as you see here, the frequency adverb is attached in all these examples to the present simple. So I say, I always go. She usually plays. They often listen. Sometimes my father travels. Shaza hardly ever visits. Penguins never fly. What about the sentence pattern? Here you have a quiz, short quiz. Here I have the sentence, I visit my grandparents on Friday. And I have position 1, position 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want to add the word always to this sentence. Where do you think I can put it? Can I put it in position 1? So the sentence will be, always I visit my grandparents on Friday. Or do you think it will come to position 2? I always visit my grandparents on Friday. Might come to position 3. I visit always my grandparents on Friday. Or 4, I visit my grandparents always on Friday. Or shall I put it at the end? What do you think? I visit my grandparents on Friday always. What do you think? So the correct answer for this one will be position 2. Position 2, which means it comes directly before the verb. Look here, the verb visit, I put always here before it. So the sentence will be, I always visit my grandparents on Fridays. So here, always, as representative of one of the frequency adverb, comes before the main verb of the sentence, before the main verb of the sentence. Let's have a look on another example. Again, I have 5 positions and I want to use never here. So where do you think I should put never? Do you have any idea? Of course, it will be also in position 2. So the sentence will be, she never cleans her room in the morning. She never cleans her room in the evening. Here, never comes before, yes, the verb, the main verb of the sentence. So before the verb. So here we have the sentence pattern. Here we start any sentence with that subject, whether a pronoun or a noun or whatever, then followed by the adverb of frequency, like always, never, hardly ever, rarely, occasionally, and then finally, or sorry, not finally, after the adverb, I add the main verb. Let's read these 3 sentences and make sure that we are following the correct word. I often read in bed at night. Here, often here is before the verb. Jack always passes his exam. Accent to Jack. Here I have passes. Before it, I have always. The adverb is followed by the verb. They never speak German in the class. Here I have the frequency adverb. Here is never, and it comes before the verb. Is that the only sentence pattern? We have another sentence pattern. Let's have a look on it. Here, my sister is energetic during the training. And I have, again, the position, and you need to put always in the correct place. Where can we put always? Position 1, always my sister is energetic during the training. My sister always is energetic. My sister is always energetic. My sister is energetic always during the training. or shall I add it at the end? What do you think? What is the difference here? The difference here that here I have be as the verb of the sentence. Is this going to change the position of the frequency adverb? I believe yes. Let's have a look on the model answer. My sister is always energetic during the training. What happens here? Here, the frequency adverb comes after be. And here be, I mean am or is or are in the present form. So here my sister is always, the frequency adverb here is after the be verb here. Let's have a look at another example. They are outgoing. They always like to stay alone. And here I want to use never. Never. Which position shall I put never? Do you have any idea? Yes, of course. It will be, they are never outgoing. They always like to stay alone. So here are, and then followed by never. So here the frequency adverb comes after be. So let's state the rule. The second sentence pattern when using the frequency adverb, we have the verb, the subject verb, sorry, we have the subject, followed by be, and after be, I have the frequency adverb. Let's have a look on the coming examples. I'm always busy. I'm always busy. Where is always? After be. Rami is often late for work. Here, often or often comes after be. They are hardly ever optimistic. That means they are not optimistic. As we said, hardly ever or ever gives us the negative form. So here, am is are, followed by always, often, hardly ever, and that is the position of the frequency adverb after verb to be. So here we discuss two sentence patterns related to the position of the frequency adverb. The first one is main verbs. So the frequency adverbs are before them. So I say, I always go fishing with my dad. And if it is verb to be, it comes after verb to be. So he is always late for the meeting. Now let's move to the second part, which is going to talk about adverbial phrases. And in adverbial phrases, we are going to discuss specific information, answering also the how often question. That's why we call it adverb of definite frequency. Definite means because it gives me specific information. Also answering the question, how often? So if I asked you, how often do you brush your teeth? You can say, I always brush my teeth. But if you want to give me specific information, fixed one, if you are going to give me fixed one, we have a pattern to follow. If you want to answer the question, how often do you brush your teeth? I can use a number first. 3, 4, 10, 11, whatever. Followed by the word times, then a period or time period. Time period means day, week, month, year, century, decade, whatever. That is what we mean by the time period. Here we have an example, 5 times a day, 3 times a week. So when I ask you, how often do you brush your teeth? Your answer can be 5 times a day, 3 times a week, whatever. Okay, so a number, times, and then that time period. And as we said, the time period can be an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, a century, and whatever. Can we do this with all numbers? If you look here, I said numbers followed by times, but here I have two exceptions. If I want to say two, I cannot say 2 times a day. That is wrong. I'm not saying this one. But instead, I say twice a day. So how often do you brush your teeth? You can answer, I brush my teeth twice a day. So we don't say 2 times a day or 2 times a week or 2 times a month. The number 2, take the form twice a day, twice a week, twice a month. The second number that goes behind this is 1. I don't say 1 time a week. Instead, I cannot say this one. This is wrong as it is written. Instead, I say once. So I can say once a day, once a week, once a year. So we don't say 1 a week, 1 time a week. We say once a week, twice a week. After 1 and twice, I can put in a number 3 times, 4 times a year, 3 times a month. So the only 2 that have their special form is once and twice. I don't say 1 time or 2 times. I say once a year, twice a year, 3 times, and so on. So here we have some example to see how can we use the adverbial phrase which is preferred. It's preferred to be at the end of the sentence or sometimes at the beginning, but at the end it will be better. Examples: I visit the dentist 4 times a year. So how often do you visit your dentist? Yeah, of course, 4 times a year. 4 is the number, and then times, and the time frame is a year. She brushes her hair twice a day. If I asked you, how often does she brush her hair? You will say twice a day, not 2 times, twice a day. They travel abroad once a year. Nora does voluntary work 4 times a month. So here, these are some period of time: a year, a day, a month, and don't forget to put a. Don't forget to put a before the period of time. Don't forget. And as you see, also we use the adverbial phrase with the same tense. I visit the dentist 4 times a year. That is my habit. She brushes her hair twice a day. That's also her routine. They travel abroad once a year. That is a yearly routine. And so on. So also I use the adverbial phrases with the present simple. Let's move to questions. It's a question time to wrap all what we have said. Before it, let's wrap it with each other. First, we talk about, let's stop this one and take the whiteboard to summarize what we have mentioned today. Today, we started with the present simple. And we said we use the present simple to talk about facts, about routine, or about timetable. So I can say that the sun rises in the east. So here, that is fact. When I say, I go to bed at 12, that means it is my routine. When I say, the plane takes off at 4:45, that is a timetable. So that is the use of the present simple. And as you see here, we add S if the subject is singular, and we use the infinitive form with I, they, we, and you. Second, we move to talk about adverbs in general. And we said adverbs modify verbs, gives more information about adjectives, modify another adverb, or modify the entire sentence. Okay, sentence like, she plays tennis very well. Here I have two adverbs in the sentence. Here I have very and well. Well describes her playing of tennis, and the very modified the adverb. Also, when I say she, let's make it he, is highly motivated. Okay, here the word highly is used to modify his motivation. He is not just motivated, he is highly motivated. Then we talked about the adverbial phrase, or let's talk about first frequency. Frequency, adverbs, like, words like, you can tell me, yeah, like always, like usually, like often, like sometimes, like hardly ever, and never. And we said that to make this sentence, this adverb more understandable is to relate them to percentage. If you are doing something in a continuous or an ongoing form, you are going to use always. If you don't do these things completely, you will use never. So let's put in sentences to make it clear. Okay, so if you say, my dad always go to work on time. This means that my dad is never late to work. So this one is equal to the sentence, my dad is never late for work. Because here I use always, so he is punctual. He goes to work on time. That means in another way that he is never late for work. So here, this will give me this sentence that 100% that my dad is punctual, okay? And the other sentence says 0% that my dad is never late for his work. And the rest are in between. We want also to say that hardly ever and never goes to the negative form. Give me a negative form of the sentence. Then we followed this part by talking about the place of the frequency adverb in the sentence. And we said today we talked about two patterns. The first pattern with the main verb. When I say she often goes shopping with her friend. So here, where did I put often? Yeah, I put often here. Often here comes before the verb. That is the first pattern, to put the frequency adverb before the verb. If my verb is verb to be, I will say he is, let's say, hardly ever acting. That means he's not active. So here, where did I put hardly never? I put hardly never here. Where? Yeah, here I put hardly ever after verb to be, whether am or is or are. In the final part of our session today, we talked about adverbial phrase. And we said adverbial phrases formed by a number, followed by the word times, followed by the word a, then a period of time. Like when I say 5 times a week, or 6 times a year. But we said we need to take care of the use of number 1 and number 2, because we don't say 1 time, we say once a month, for example. And we say twice a week. Sorry, twice a year. Okay, so that's summary of what we have said. Now let's go back to the question and the question time. You need to give me the answer, and the answer need to be followed by the reason. For questions, let's do them. First one. Does Ali study? And we want to complete the sentence with one of the frequency adverb, usually, sometimes, ever, and always. How can we choose? We need to read the answer to the question or the follow-up sentence, because the follow-up sentence will help me to decide. Because he always gets bad marks in exam. Does this mean that Ali do his best? I don't think so. That means Ali doesn't make his best. So here, which word can give me the negative form? Of course, it is never, never. Sorry, ever. Does Ali ever study? Does Ali ever study? Why? Because he always gets bad marks in the exam. So the sentence here gives me negative meaning. So the nearest to the negative meaning is ever and hardly ever. Question 2. We never rubbish on the floor. Here, as you see, we have never, and we are talking about our habits, and that is a good habit that we never put anything on the floor or the rubbish on the floor. How is the form of the verb? If we have the subject, we. Of course, we are going to use the present simple, good. So I cannot use the word throwing or to throw. So I deleted 2 answers. So here I have throws and throw. Which one do you think is better used here? Of course, with we, I will use throw. We never throw rubbish on the floor. Well done. Let's move to the second one. Hamid visits his grandparents a month. Okay, which one do you think is correct? Here, I have two correct answers. I cannot use time. I cannot use times. And if I refer that here with the word to, which one do you think will be best saying, how can I say two? 2 times in the month. Very good. I will use the word twice. Twice. So Hamid visits his grandparents twice a month. Twice a month. And if I don't have a reference to two, also once can work. So I can say once a week. The fourth and the final question before we end. Which verb is used in the following sentence? He is a terrible cook. He always burns the food. Here, I'm asking about the tense of the verb. So here is the tense: present continuous, past simple, past continuous, present simple. Past present continuous, the tense that have am or is or are, followed by a verb, and this verb has the continuous or the progressive form ing. I'm eating, she's playing, they are meeting a friend. The past simple tense is the tense in which I use the second form of the verb, like walked, for example. I walked on the beach yesterday, or I ran. That is the form of it. Past continuous is when I talk about a specific time in the past, like when I say I use was or were plus the verb plus ing. Like when I say at 6 o'clock yesterday, I was watching a horror movie. D, the present symbol, the one that talks about facts, routine, and timetable, and it is the infinitive form of the verb, or with singular subject, it is the verb plus s or es or ies. So which one do you think this sentence belongs to? He is a terrible cook. He always burns the food. You have any idea? Yeah, that is the present symbol. That is the present symbol. Well done. Hope you have enjoyed our lesson. And in this lesson, we covered the adverbial phrases and the frequency adverb. We followed by some questions. Hope you have enjoyed it and benefit from it. This is Mrs. Elham Hassan sending her regards and love to all you. Thank you so much.